Hello and good afternoon. Today is July 27th of 2014. We are here today in front of the S&P 500 chart, and as you can see, we have once again traded to all-time highs on the S&P 500 and almost touched the line, the 0.25 standard deviation of the uptrend. This is marked with this top line here. The middle is the solid line here, and the bottom is the dotted red line below. Last Friday we had a significant sell-off and took the low of the 22nd. However, we closed above and still positive for the week. Let me show you the week. In the weekly chart, you can see how we had a new high on the week, which was here. You can see the high there, the new high, and we had closed above the opening. So there is a likelihood that we will still trade higher next week. We will review this on the market profile chart later on the video. Here we have the overview of the S&P 500. I normally take a close look of this window during the trading day. So here we have an overview of the chart in three months, and what I take a look is here the today's performance and the bottom performance, both of these sections, apart from the news and top performer news, and here in the bottom performer news. Then I look at the volume to see if a new stock pops around here, and then I take a look of the Thomson Reuters sectors classification. I like this because I'm very familiar to the companies that are inside of these sectors, so I follow them. Something new for this weekend on EIKON, it's the stocks near the 200. The year high, the 52 weeks high and lows. So here we have the highs in green with the green circle, and with the red circle we have the ones close to the 52 weeks low. So for example, Apple, this is a stock that I trade quite often. We are very close to the all-time highs, and probably I'm looking for a trade to exit some of these on all-time highs. ExxonMobil is another signal, and Facebook trading close to all-time highs. Most probably, if my thesis is correct, will probably take all-time highs on the S&P 500 next week, and if so, from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 stocks, probably about 40% of them will trade above its all-time high. If I was looking for a negative week, I would use Signal, and probably one of these players here would be a good place to go short. Here we have also the stocks trending up and trending down. It's quite powerful. It's the same concept, but it comes from the constituents here. You can see where I get the data from. And then below this I have joiners and leavers from the index, and then top turnovers. So these are big companies with large volumes. So let's move to the market profile. In front of you have one of the most sophisticated tools to be able to analyze the volume on the market. It's called market profile. I normally use it to determine future price movements and where traders are willing to buy or willing to sell based on past events. For example, the beginning of this week was here and the opening print was right here. Let me show you now. Horizontal line was here, 1965.59. The previous week we traded lower, especially last Friday after the large sell-off here. The value moved lower. The value is where most of the volume traded during the day. For example, here we have the 70% high, it's 71, and the low it's 65. So between 65 and 71, 70% of the volume traded on Monday. So we have here many traders that were trading this market in this area, but not large volumes. The large players were not trading here. The following day we opened here above the day before, and the volume was to the down, to the penny, very much to the opening of the day before, and then traded higher. Some traders traded much higher than the volume, so they went ahead of the volume. The following day something similar happened on Wednesday. Opened above Tuesday and traded higher with the volume, with the large volume trading in the same range that yesterday. On Thursday we saw how the market didn't have the power that had the days before. The opening print was just above the value on the day before and traded both sides of this opening print similarly to the other days. Traded higher and then traded lower. Most of the prints, however, were neutral within the day. And Friday we had the sell-off. Bad data coming from Asia and the United States and triggered a sell-off with the opening print very much on the bottom of 2 days before on Wednesday. Traded lower to 1967 on the futures of the September futures. And however value stayed up here. So what do I expect, or how I will look at this for the next week? I expect for the S&P 500 to trade again within this range here, within this range here and higher. And higher. If we go below this level here, there is a chance that we will test about 10 points into this value area here. You can see the value area, it's from 63 to 43. So if we move from 64, we probably go all the way to 53 to see how powerful the buyers here were. What I expect for the S&P 500 is to go higher. Let me show you on this chart here. I expect the S&P 500 to trade before September on the 2020 area. This is the 2020 area. It's about here, inside of the circle and close to this line here. Some resistance or levels to watch. It's the low last Friday here, 1974. This low here that was rejected, right? And the high on last Thursday. If we take the high next week, probably we will move higher on the market. And even though sellers might appear, the same thing that happened here, but you see the difference. I gave a sell signal here that was valid for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. You could have exited with profit on the next 7 trading days. And then almost break even here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 more trading days with profit if you got short on the opening, on the high on this day. So the difference between now and then is that the trend line moved. We are not so close to the dotted green line, so there is more room to go. As you can see, if I extend this line, it goes very much to here. So this is what I'm pointing. This is why I have the 2020 line here. If we focus on signal and trades ideas for next week, we have plenty of companies that have 3 consecutive trading days higher. Let me show you some of my favorite ones. The Spanish banks, this is Santander, and this is BBVA. I know these banks quite well since I worked in Spain and I worked for one of these large banks. So as you can see, 3 very strong chart coming down from breaking downtrend line on BBVA, and something similar on Santander, taking the trend line and trading higher. Facebook as well. Gap up, traded, holded, didn't, and there is a likelihood that Facebook wants to close this gap up. But if it doesn't, there is room to go higher. Okay. And here we have another example. Here we have resistance around these points, but if we take it, I will be ready to take a long position and move for a trade above 43.5. On the short side, this week we have a lot more players. Remember, here we are analyzing 256. Let me show you. We are analyzing the Nasdaq 100, the S&P 100, and the Euro stock with 50 components. So from 256 stocks, we have all of these shorts. I'm not looking at these shorts because I think next week is going to be positive. If I am wrong, I will turn around and I will trade short these stocks. Remember that I am very flexible on my trading schemes. I keep a trend with the market, but intraday I could trade both long and short the same stock. Okay. This weekend video was much longer than others, but I hope you will enjoy, and please, like always, send feedback. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much and happy trading.